What's going on, y'all? I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you're having a wonderful week as always, and I hope you have a great New Year. Happy New Year. I don't know if I've seen a lot of you since New Year. I just wanted to go live for a little bit and talk about this whole situation. So we'll wait for everybody to come in, but basically I'm coming into this talk with no agenda, no script, nothing. It's just going to be an ask me anything. So I'll tell you too, I was planning on taking a week, starting my year off with a week with no social media. I'm about to get into that, but I felt bad taking a break right now. I feel like this is one of the biggest stories, one of the biggest moves of the Trump presidency. So I didn't want to feel like I was copping out. I know a lot of people were probably like, oh, Anomaly doesn't want to talk about this, blah, blah, blah. So I figure I'll talk for 30, 40 minutes or so and just answer all your questions. So let's see who's going on. Eric said no thanks. I don't know if that's a question, but let's show some love first, because this year, I want to tell you guys too as you're coming in, this year I want to live outside the matrix. I'm gonna drop some gems on you guys real quick. Thank you, Corey, and then we'll do some shout outs. I feel like even if you disagree with the media, you still live in the media's narrative. You get what I'm saying? There's always a story. There's always a big scoop. There's always this, that, and they want you to say this. They want you to say that. Even if you're saying this to that. But if you're playing tennis on a tennis court, you're not even living in that world. You get what I'm saying? Until you turn on the TV, until you turn on social media, it's like even if you respond and combat the media narrative, you're still living in the realm of the media. I want to talk about other stuff. I want to talk about health, prosperity. I want to talk about good mindset. I want to talk about geoengineering. I want to talk about outside the box stuff this year. So I'm going to try to not feed into the narrative. But today, since this is such a big story and I feel like this move by Trump is one of the biggest moves of the presidency, I didn't want to seem like a cop-out, like, oh, where's Anomaly? He's not going to talk about this. He likes Trump, this, that. So we're going to get into it. But this year, I'm going to get outside the matrix, because even if you combat the media narrative, you're still living in the world of the media. You're fighting a battle where, like I said, if you're on a beach, if you're with your family, if you're playing ping pong, that world doesn't even exist, and that's the world I want to live in. That's a higher vibration world. Someone said talk about bees. I love bees. Hold on one second. You want me to talk about bees? Listen, I'm out here. Where is it, honey? He said talk about the bees. Hold up, I have a honey stick. You feel this? This is real. I wish I had a knife or something to crack this open, but this is real authentic honey. Speaking of the bees, I saw the bumblebees. I got myself some organic honey. So that's how real we're going to keep it. So God bless you guys. Let's do a few shout outs. We got Milo. We got Tim. I wonder if I could open this with my teeth. This honey is so good, huh? There we go. It's real honey. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't even want to talk about, this is such good honey. I got it on the street. The lady had bumblebees. I'm not even lying. She had bumblebees on the street in glass. I said, it's real authentic honey. I don't even want to talk about Iran. I'm going to do it because I don't want to look like a sellout. But while everybody's talking about World War III, fighting a war, this person, that person, I want to be by a beach eating honey like this. You feel me? Does that make sense? Like, this is what I want to be. Anomaly, did you hear about what Tucker Carlson said? Anomaly, what did Trump do? Anomaly, what did they do? Anomaly. Listen, I'm on a beach eating honey. That's how I want to live 2020, but you know, I'm not going to turn my back on you guys. All right, so let's get into it. God bless you guys. I got to get that plastic out of my mouth. Remind me of like Ted Cruz when he was smoking the cigar. He's like, what about, all right, anyway. Ask me some questions. I got 30 minutes or so, and I want to just address anything. I got no agenda. I'm a blank slate right now. Give me a question, I'm going to answer it, because I feel like I'm being misconstrued. I can't say anything. Let's see. Love your lives. Thank you, Jalissa. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll answer any questions. I saw on Twitter, and I was trying to take a break, but I'm like, man, this is such a big moment. Everyone, the echo chambers are furious. It's like you say one thing, they're like, you support a terrorist? Are you a terrorist? You're a terrorist? You're a terrorist? Trump's a terrorist. You're a terrorist. He's a terrorist. Her's a terrorist. I'm like, God, you guys are so cringy. It's not just the left either. It's like cringe take. I'm like, man, I don't even want to talk about this, but I'd rather talk about it than listen to you guys talk about it. So that's where we're at right now. Someone said honey can't be in a plastic straw in California. I'm not in California, but we're not going to get into specifics of where I am, what I'm doing. We'll talk about that in a week or two, okay? We'll get into it. Make sure the honey has pollen. No, I'm telling you, I'm not out. I'm trying to talk about Iran. You guys want to talk about honey. Oh, now we talk about the bees. I'm not going to talk about the bees. That's the level I'm on in 2020. I eat honey. You asked me to talk about the bees. I'm not even going to talk about the bees. I'm going to eat honey on a live stream. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Trust me, I got this off the street from a lovely woman who had bumblebees on the spot. She had a whole glass of bees. I was like, I'm buying from you because I know it's real. You're not selling me the lie. Oh, I have bees. I'm like, it's some bullshit bees. No, she had bees there. I saw 100 bees. I bought $3. I'm not lying this year. I don't have time to talk about bees. I'm just going to eat an entire hive. I'll take a bite out of the honeycomb. I don't care. That's the vibe I'm on. Someone said, why should we be worried about Iran anymore as usual? So I'm gonna jump into it real quick. And this is something you can't say because the right wing has been really bad these last couple of months, in my opinion, like an echo chamber. Everyone says the same thing. And if you disagree with it at all, they're like, how could you be a terrorist and disagree with the terrorist? Oh my, it's like, guys, you don't get a Nobel Peace Prize because you copied every other conservative account. Like, you're all saying the same thing. It doesn't make you like this intellectual like overlord of like conversation. Like, first of all, when it comes with Iran, I want to talk 7 layers out. I don't even want to talk about this. They've been wanting this for decades. So, we could talk about this event, we could talk about others. They've wanted this. This is not some new thing. Of course there's new developments. This person did that, he did that, Trump responded. They've wanted this for a while. What do I have to say about Iran? Well, you got to ask me a question. It's an open forum. Do you think they'll be dumb enough to retaliate? That's the question. It's all speculation. Will they? Will they not? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. You don't want to seem like a puss, but at the same time, do you really want to attack America? I don't know. I would say, let's see. It's all speculation, Yeah, I know bumblebees don't make honey. I'm sorry. I know honeybees. That was foolish of me. Yeah, I got so hyped off the bees, I said bumblebee. I know thank you for correcting me, because that's an embarrassing mistake, but I just like the word bumblebee. It sounds, bumblebee. It's 3 bees, so I understand it's honeybees, but I got hyped off the bees. I just got too lit. If you were Iran, what would your next move be? I'm not going to put myself in Iran's shoes because they got a whole nother debacle to worry about. But here's all I'm going to say is like the whole narrative is so skewed where, do I even really want to, like, you got to ask me a better question. Do I even really want to say, do I want to say the truth? Do you even want to speak the truth in this world? Because people can't handle the truth, You say the truth to the left wing, they freak out. They're like, why would you tell me about genders? There's 1 million genders. And you're like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you right now. And then you tell the truth to the right wing. They're like, but the funniest part I'll say, and then give me a good question. I'll give you a good answer. The funniest part is how sure people are about somebody they didn't even know that existed 48 hours ago. You ask 99 out of 100 Trump supporters, just to be fair, who this guy was 48 hours ago, I guarantee you 99 out of 100 Trump supporters have no idea who this guy is. And then he gets killed. And then all of a sudden, everybody's the expert on this guy. They know everything about him. They know his whole life, how terribly... They didn't even know who he was 14 hours ago. Probably like 15 people knew who he was. People who really study the Middle East. But everyone else, they're like dead. They're like, if you don't agree with my take on this guy, you're a terrorist. How dare you not say what I said, what he said, what she said, and they said, and I said, and no, he said, and I'm saying it, so we're saying it. So if you don't say it, you're a terrorist. I'm like, yo, this is like kindergarten. They're like, Susie, put Peter self in the... You won't do it. It's like, what are we, 5 years old? These takes are so low IQ, low level stuff. What's going on with you? I'm blessed. Life is good. Listen, I'm having a beautiful year. I'm doing what's important in life. We'll talk about it later. But sorry, you said I got some good questions. Scroll up. Let's get a good question, because I don't want a basic question. Do you think the Trump was justified in killing the general? Do I think Trump was justified in killing the general? That's a good question. I don't know who's doing what, And this is a problem with the Middle East. what I know about the Middle East is what I've read based on what other people have said. So what do I really know? So when it comes to what I do know, what I can, know from listening to all these points is we've been lied to. We've been lied to about Iraq. We've been lied to about Iran. We've been lied to about Afghanistan. But in what way have we been lied to? I don't know. How bad was this guy? I'm not sure. Was he the worst thing in the world? Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Was he not that as bad as they're saying? Maybe. I only know what I've read. I know certain things he's done. I know he didn't like the U.S. I know he also didn't like ISIS. He fought ISIS a lot. And, America emboldened ISIS in many ways. So if you listen to, there's a lot of terrorists in the world. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad people. There's criminals. There's murderers. There's jihadists. These people are real. But the question you got to ask yourself is, I'm trying to figure out who's who. Because for 10 years of my life, I heard ISIS were the terrorists. Of course, Iran, yeah, bad, but ISIS, the terrorists. And then all of a sudden they're growing. They're getting U.S. weapons. They're driving U.S. cars, getting U.S. missiles. And they're growing. And I'm like, I thought ISIS was the bad guy. And then ISIS starts to die down. And then you have politicians protecting ISIS and then fight. And they're like, they're the terrorists. And everyone's like, they're the terrorists. I'm like, wait, who's the terrorist? Are they all terrorists or not? Who's the terrorist? So was he a bad guy? Probably. Did he deserve it? I don't know what he did. Did he kill a U.S. contractor? Did he, bark up the wrong tree? Maybe. I'm not going to sit here and defend this guy. I've never even met him. But he fought ISIS, and I know America doesn't always fight ISIS. So if ISIS is a terrorist, then you got to ask yourself, why? Who does the U.S. really dislike them as much as they say they do? Or do they use ISIS because ISIS is fighting Syria, ISIS is fighting Iran and Iraq? So are we really fighting who the news says? Were we really fighting ISIS that hard, or are we fighting Iran? Who's the terrorist? Is this guy I don't know. There's been so many narrative changes, but all I know is, we seem to be always fighting people who fight ISIS, but maybe we don't hate ISIS as much as they told you. Maybe ISIS is the secret, ally who fights the people they don't like to fight them, so they fight them, and then they fight them, and then there's a proxy war, and then that proxy where they're fighting that proxy war, and he did that to him, but he's funding them, and Saudi Arabia's funding them, Russia's funding them, China's in Afghanistan, China's in Africa, Iran's in them, Iran's funding them, and we're funding them, and they kill each other, and he kills them, and then Trump kills him. Is it justified? I don't know. My guess is as good as yours. You could pretend that you're sure. You could say, for sure, it's justified. And I could say, I don't know, and I'm probably more accurate because do you really know? Did you meet the guy? Have you seen his track record? Do you know what he did to Trump? I don't know. I know what she told her, that he told me, that they told me, and then I read it or watch it on TV, and then I act like an expert, And I act like I know, but do I really? I don't know. How existential is it? If that happens, do we lose the petrodollar? Nancy gets it. Exactly. Who's on first? Is he on first? Is she on third? I don't know. If Saudi Arabia does that, we got to let them do that because then the petrodollar will go down. But if Iran does that, then they'll do that and China will take over and then Russia will come. I don't know. So I could pretend like I'm all mad and upset about this guy I never met. Or I could pretend like I'm so happy, like I'm so happy he's dead. You didn't even know who he was 15 hours ago. You're only happy because Trump is happy and you like Trump, so you just assume that that's the right thing to do. You don't know if it is or not. So the point I'm getting, and people are going to be like, Anomaly, you drunk or you high? No, I'm completely sober. I mean, I had a few kombuchas. Don't tell mom, but no, I'm just kidding. I did have a few kombuchas today. But the point is, everyone acts like they're so sure, but we only know. So I know probably more than a lot of people about the Middle East. And even at that, I'm only speculating. So I could say it's the wrong thing or the right thing, but on a global chess game, I don't know. I just hope that there's no retaliation. I hope Americans don't have to die and lose trillions of dollars while we can't even, pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. So Kevin said, Anomaly, are you here to distort the truth right now? That's a good question, Kevin. We'll keep it rolling with the questions. No, I'm here to, I guess satirically tell you the truth. And it's funny, but it's really not even satire. What I'm saying is probably more honest than what anyone else is saying. I'm just not going to be fearful or angry or gung-ho like I'm about to fight a war that I'm never going to enlist in. So, No, I'm not distorting the truth. I'm telling you the truth in a funny way where it's like you can go watch the other MAGA guy, just to be fair. You could watch the other MAGA guy and he could tell you, we killed a terrorist, and you could just be like, fuck yeah, we killed the terrorist, but you don't know. And that's the point I'm trying to get. You only think you know. You only think you know what everyone else is saying. So it's not, there's no distorting here. This is just the raw truth, you know? Here, I want to read this. Here, we're going to go on to the next question. Apparently, this is not real enough. Let's see. Dawn said, in 9/11, this was the #1 major guys we needed to kill. They sent out the deck of cards to soldiers. I just want to tell you this, Dawn. God bless you. Thank you for joining. According to the media, this is pretty well accepted on the left and the right. They said that most of the 9/11 hijackers came from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is our allies. We sell them $250 billion worth of weapons in Penascola, Florida, or wherever it's called. We just had multiple people killed on our own military base by a Saudi guy. The same people, the same country where the 9/11 hijackers came from, we have their lieutenants or their military agents flying planes on our military base, and they jihad and kill 3 people. We're not going to war with Saudi Arabia because they have the money. It's all about the dinero. So Iran has no money. So if Iran had money, it's a different ball game. So are they the culprits of 9/11? I thought it was Al-Qaeda. I thought they came from Saudi Arabia. I thought Hillary says that we started the Mujahideen. You know, Bin Laden was a billionaire from Saudi Arabia. Am I distorting the truth? No, I'm telling you the truth in a world where no one else is. So it might seem weird, and my approach is hilarious, but it might seem weird because no one else is saying it because they're all just saying the same thing. So is Iran? I mean, I don't know. Are we fighting ISIS? Are we funding ISIS? Are we fighting Al-Qaeda? Did we create Al-Qaeda? Are they our allies? Are they our enemies? I don't know. But I'll tell you, this take is a lot more accurate than what everyone else is going to say. So is Iran good? Probably not. No. Was this guy good? No, probably not. Did he like America? Probably not. No, not at all. But are we doing what the Republicans are telling you we're doing? Most definitely no. But someone says Iran doesn't have a central bank. I mean, listen, Saudi Arabia, someone from their military killed people on our own base in America just a month ago. But they have money, so it doesn't matter. If you don't have money, you're done. You know, you could watch a PragerU video where he's like, why do people talk about Israel? Why don't they talk about Italy? Because Italy doesn't have that much power. Just like I don't talk about Chile and Bolivia, and I don't talk about San Salvador, because they're not big players in the game. But Saudi Arabia, Israel, United States, big players. Russia, big player. China, big player. Iran, little player, trying to work with big players, you know? So someone says Saudi controls 6% of the U.S. economy. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm sure. Sounds legit. Fact check them. Facebook, fact check that real quick. Do you think the Dems make up these terrorist groups? Mike, that's a great question. I wouldn't say it's Democrats, but I mean, I played a video on my last one. How did the Mujahideen, which became possibly Al-Qaeda, how did they get started? We created them and gave them Stinger weapons to fight a proxy war with Russia. And then that, it's a known fact. People think it's crazy. This is the funny part to me. Conservatives want to be fighting radical Islamic terrorism. It's a great fight. Jihadists who are terrorist radicals, not good people. But America admits to giving them weapons to fight Russia in the 80s, and then they took over regions. A lot of what's going on in Iran comes from America regime change in the 70s. You know, look into the history of that. So we can act like we don't know where all this stuff's coming from. That's what a lot of conservatives do. And then they'll call me a terrorist for being like, Anomaly, we're fighting the terrorists. You know what it's like to pretend to love Trump more than you do for money and power and fame and connections and a trip to Mar-a-Lago. I don't know that world. I don't know how to pretend like I love the president. I show love to his family, but I don't know what it's like to just ride dicks and, copy other accounts. I'm just saying they're not going to tell you that we've created groups and organizations. So who have we created? Did we create them? I don't know. But the more I look at it, the less I really want to talk about it, because the more you talk about it, people look at you like you have 17 heads. And I'm like, whatever, then let's not talk about it. So I stick to what I can prove. So have we created jihadist groups to fight our enemies? We have. So are we still doing it? Did we stop? Where are your tax dollars going? I don't know. And no, this is not me blurring the truth. This is me having fun rather than being negative and stressed out about it, telling you what it is. This is the truth. It's just in a more fun demeanor. The lie is convenient. The lie is the groupthink. The lie and the group mentality is the half truth. It's we got them. But it's like, how did they get power in the first place? And if they came from there and we're giving them weapons and they're doing this there, who's who? Cody said, how can anyone deny the corruption of our government after the Afghanistan papers? I mean, people don't deny the government, but these are the games that they play. You know what I'm saying? Bush will start this war, and then people will figure it out. And then people will say, man, we're sick of George Bush. We need a liberal. Wow, is that a young African-American politician who's going to change? Let's vote for that guy. And then people go to the left, and then he starts those wars. You know what I'm saying? Libya, Syria, there. And then people say, man, this guy's a phony. Obama's a phony. This guy's a liar. We need something new. And then Trump comes along and says, hey, come on the Trump train. And people say, and then he goes to Iran. So these things happen. Who's who? Who's doing what? I don't know. But it's hard. I like to be personally, I'm the type of person, if I'm playing a basketball game and someone says, Anomaly, that's out on you, I give them the ball because I want to have the moral high ground. I don't want to be a cheater. I don't like to be a liar. I don't like to have an advantage. I want no one to have no excuses. So I like to have the moral high ground. America doesn't always have the moral high ground that we think they have, whether it's Obama, Bush, or even Trump. So it's like people are talking like we're out there spreading democracy, but if you look like what we did in Libya, we killed the leader of Libya and it resulted in a power vacuum. We killed Saddam Hussein. If you want to talk about somebody who kept Iran at bay, Iran and Iraq, not to be ignorant, but it's like going to a hood yours and stirring up the pot. The hood don't care about you unless you go there and start pissing people off. They got their own beefs. You know what I'm saying? The Middle East is like the hood. It's like a Islamic hood. Like, they got their own problems. The Shiites, the Sunnis, Gaddafi, Saddam, Afghanistan. They're doing their own thing. And then you kill Saddam Hussein. And now Iran gets more power because Iraq has and now there's a power vacuum. And then you try to go to Syria, Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad, say what you want about him, but Christians are generally safe in Syria, and that's not common in the Middle East. And then you had Obama say, let's kill Bashar al-Assad. And you have, Trump calling him the butcher. He's the butcher. He's the butcher. It's not our hood. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you go to the hood and you stir up shit. Now everyone hates you, So now the Middle East is turning against America because we went to the hood. We killed that person. We killed that person. We tried to kill that person. And then somehow we convinced people that we have this massive moral high ground of democracy and justice, and we're trying to free the people. Yeah, we're trying to free the Iranian people, and we're trying to free the Iraqis from this. Are we, though? I mean, I could pretend like that's what we're doing and be like, yeah, we're trying to just... We can't even free the streets of California. It's a freaking... It's like a nightmare. So, Next. Was that omnibus spending package leveraged upon Trump with the impeachment debacle? My best guess, I can't read minds, but my best guess with the impeachment, two things. Impeachment leveraged Trump to sign that because, one, he doesn't want to get impeached by the Senate. A lot of the Republicans are swamp Republicans. So the swamp lobbyists bought Republicans want Trump to sign the bill. If Trump doesn't sign the omnibus bill, two things. One, he could get impeached in the Senate. A lot of these Republicans don't give a crap about Trump. They care about money. So, so if he doesn't sign the bill, they could use that as blackmail to be like, yo. So but also there's a lot of military funding in that. If Trump knows he's about to fight Iran, and trust me, this is not a new thing. I'm not a huge Iran fan. I have nothing great to say about this guy or anything, but They've been wanting this war since 2000. This is not new. It's like with Syria. Read the Afghanistan papers. Read Syria. They said that Bashar al-Assad was chemically attacking his own people, and they used that to basically bring jihad to Syria, and millions of Christians died and got displaced. It created a huge refugee crisis. You guys dislike refugees in your country so much. Why do you think so many refugees came to Canada and the United States, and Europe got flooded with Muslim migrants? It's mainly because of that Syria debacle gave them a reason to just... So if you don't want that to happen, you got to look at the root of it. So we never cared. The chemical weapons thing, WikiLeaks said recently, it's a lie. They made it up. Bashar al-Assad is not the worst person in the world. They told you he wasn't. They used that to destabilize the region. So do I believe I'm supposed to just believe this? They've wanted this war for 3 decades now. You think they care about one event that happened? They've been waiting for an event to happen, pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, probably hoping something would happen. Please, you think these John Bolton types don't want... They're begging for... They want Iran to do something, so they have a reason to strike. And Trump struck. You know, they did something, and he struck. But to act like they didn't want to do this for 3 decades, it's like they want something to happen. It's like with Syria, dude. They want people to respond so they can respond with how they want to respond. It's the same with... I don't want to get into that now. That's too much, but I've said enough. We're dropping enough, James. Thank you, James. God bless you, my brother. Someone said, y'all aren't talking about the Virginia governor trying to take the Second Amendment away? We could talk about it. Yeah, it's terrible. To me, I'm more concerned about that. Our border was 1/8 funded. You know what I'm saying? We spent trillions of dollars in Afghanistan. We went to the hood, you know? And if you want to know why we're out there, it has to do with a lot of things. Look whose stocks are up, you know? People talk about the stock. Raytheon, bing, bing, bing. Boeing, bing, bing, bing. Oil, bing, bing, bing. Who's happy? Shapiro, bing, bing, bing. Israel, bing, bing, bing. There's people who love this, you know? A lot of people made money. A lot of people are happy because that's their area. That's not our area. You know, if we wanted Israel to fight in Mexico and Israel was like, nah, I don't want to fight in Mexico, I wouldn't say, oh my God, what do you hate America? I'd be like, nah, it makes sense. It's not your land. But we went out there and, you know, there's a big agenda and we'll see how it plays out. You know, God bless America. God bless the world. God bless Virginia. Y'all need help because you're not going to get it from our military. I guess they're overseas doing that stuff. Hopefully here we can hold it down and not allow that stuff to happen on our own soil. Someone said, you know your stuff, Anomaly. Thank you, Raul. I appreciate... On Twitter, people are acting like I'm the biggest idiot in the world, and they know nothing. They're dead set about a conflict they know nothing about. They learned about 2 months ago. It's getting almost worse than the left wing. They're like, we know because we all agree. I'm like, you guys know nothing. You know how to copy and paste memes. You know how to copy other people's opinions. You know how to say what everyone else says. That's all you know. You know nothing about that. So thank you for the compliment. But people are hating on me like I know nothing. But I know nothing. These people think they know everything. Jason said, how do events in the Middle East actually affect different regions in the world? Good question. Well, America, it affects your tax dollars. It affects your military. It affects your spending bills. It affects your soldiers, your family. It affects your oil prices. It affects your dollar, your currency. So it affects us in many ways. But one of the big things that I think is like almost taboo to say, but it's Saudi Arabia and Israel have a massive influence on the United States, and more than anyone, Israel hates Iran. Netanyahu's been telling us since early 2000s. They're threatened by Iran and everyone in the Middle East, but they don't have a big enough army to really deal with it, so they use the United States as their army, you know? Which is smart on their part. If you got a friend that's bigger and stronger than you, you know, it's like you're 5'2" and you're trying to be the big man in the Middle East. It's smart. Get your friend who's a bodyguard to stand in front of you and, you know, clear out your path for you. So I think that's a big part of it. It's not just weapon sales and defense contractors and oil prices and petrodollar. I think a lot of it is United States is like Israel's security guard. And they'll act like this is some radical mean take, but it's like you can find proof of like top people admitting that. They're like, we don't want to do this. Why don't you do it? And then they're like, we'll do it. We got it. We got you. Will Alabama win the national championship next season? Only God knows, Michael. Only God knows. David, I'll answer that question. Have you considered the strait through Yemen where several sea vessels have been detained by Iran, and this is a show of saber rattling? I mean, yeah, we could. I mean, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, it's some sick stuff going on there. It's disgusting, But yeah, there's multiple layers. That's why I'm not just sitting here. The point I'm trying to get to is not I'm Mr. Know-It-All. Don't do this. I'm just saying it's much more like what I just said in this 15 minutes is more than any conservative account even knows. They're just saying what they heard from someone else and they're copy and pasting it. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm just saying all this is real. Of course, yeah. There's people get too big for their bridges and Trump says, no, I'm the big dog on campus. So it's like U.S. has made some mistakes, but yeah, at the end of the day, you don't want people stepping out of line. You do that, they act, you act. There's a million parts to this moving puzzle piece. I'm not claiming to be able to pinpoint it, but I'm just saying I think this is deeper than just some new event. Someone said Tulsi. What about her? She's aight. She's definitely, in my opinion, the best Democrat, but naturally they hate everything decent, so they're sabotaging her. So your take on Venezuela? It doesn't matter to me in the sense of like America's like, we're going to liberate Venezuela. No one believes you. Like, maybe you want something from Venezuela. Maybe you want the oil. You want your puppet establishment president that'll, work with the United States and Israel and Saudi Arabia. But I don't for a second believe that we're going there to help the Venezuelan people. No offense. We can't even help our own country. We can't even bring our troops home. We can't even, some of the streets are a disaster in our own country. So I find it a little far-fetched. The chemical attack. They're not going to Syria over a chemical attack. You think they give two shits? Somebody got bombed at an Afghanistan wedding. 50 people died. There's bad countries all over the place. We're not doing it. We're doing it for geopolitical reasons. So the reason, Trump and Pompeo are interested in Venezuela, it's not to free them from socialism. It's to establish someone there that will do what they want to do. There's so many, like, when Ukraine, we don't care about Ukrainian people. We want a president that works with us, not Russia. You know what I'm saying? Syria works with Russia. We don't like that. Israel's afraid. Probably Trump does. Like, it's not to help the people there. That's just the truth. Like, I don't really have a big stance on Venezuela. I think the people need help, but I just personally, I don't think we do things to help people. Personally, I think it's a little deeper than that, and that's no disrespect. Someone said Trump wants all the troops out of Afghanistan by 2020. This is the story of the Middle East, guys. There was a Reuters thing 2 days before the Iran thing. It said there's troops are coming home. As soon as the troops are coming home, there's a chemical attack. There's an assassination. It's been like this for 2 decades. Trump said it to you. They've been saying it since 2000. I'll believe it. It's like with the deep state indictments. I'll believe it when I see it. Why do I have to speculate? Trump's going to take them down. I hope so, but what if he doesn't? I'll figure, like, when the day comes, it'll come. There's no reason. So, with that type of stuff, yeah, it's, there's always a big thing. As soon as we're about to leave, there's a chemical attack or this attack or that attack. So I've seen this story 15 times. I'm not saying this guy's good or it wasn't justified. I'm sure it might be a necessary thing to do, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I haven't seen this story 20 times already, in Libya, in Syria. I've read this book already. It's like the Berenstain Bears. It's like I've read it already. I read it when I was a kid. Yeah, and that's the thing. Russia's all over the place. China's all over the place. It's a crazy world. I'm not here. Not one of those, I am anti-war, but I'm not one of those mindless anti-war people where I only don't like regime change for America. So it's like America regime change bad. I don't like a regime change, but it's like America can't be everywhere, but Russia can be everywhere and China can be everywhere. I get it. Like, it's a game of risk, You just gotta accept it for what it is and pray for peace. Where do Iran's allies play in the puzzle? Seth, good question, brother. That's the question too. Just a week ago, they did these little war games with Russia and China. So Russia and China are trying to flex their muscles and say we're with Iran. But the question is, now that Trump hit Iran, how much do Russia and China really care? Are Russia and China gonna Trump made a big boy move. It's a crazy move, So do China and Russia really care that much? Probably not, to be honest. Do they want to sacrifice their whole thing for Iran? I don't think they like Iran that much. I don't think they really care about Iran. They probably just want to get into Syria and they want to get into the Middle East, So it's a bold move. Trump's a bold boy, So where do they play? Only time will tell, my man. We can speculate, but how much do they care? Wade said you're rambling. You act like I'm chaining you to my live stream, bro. Wade, don't leave. You have to listen to me. If you think I'm rambling, you don't even have to be here, my brother. We're having fun. Should President Trump have let Congress in on it? It's a double-edged sword. This is kind of the story of the U.S. government, where it's like, the good thing about Congress is everything moves slow. The bad thing about Congress is everything moves slow. So if you want to do stuff effective, it's like, do you really trust Congress? Like, oh yeah, I want Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell to make decisions about the war. I don't know. Should he like technically have done it through Congress? Probably. I think that's probably how it should probably go, or it's supposed to go, but no one's done that. I don't think Bush did it. Obama did it. I'm not saying it's right, but I don't know. Congress is not really very impressive, unfortunately, but probably technically, yeah, he probably should have done that. But has anyone? No. And when he does the right thing and Congress is trying to stop him, do you really want him to stop him? Not really. But, when it's a bold move like this is a big boy move. People think this is why I live stream. Trust me, I don't even want to be here. I do. It's actually fun. But you get what I'm saying? I was trying to take a relaxing, just get my mind right, enjoy the finer things in life. But this is the biggest move he's made. Militarily, this is the biggest, most controversial move he's ever made. Possibly, his whole thing. So this is a big boy move. Taleb, thank you, brother. What do you think about Omar and the squad talking about what happened last night? Here's the thing. This is the wrong proxy war to get in, and I know people don't want to hear this, but the right wing versus Ilhan Omar, it's a very cringe, in my opinion, like proxy war. We're fighting Ilhan Omar. The whole world is much deeper than like Trump supporters versus Ilhan Omar. Bad take. So you almost make her look smart. I think she's very annoying and has an extremely low IQ, personally. But you almost smart when she says something normal and everyone's like, oh, you're a terrorist. It's like, she's sketchy, but her takes on Twitter the last day are not the dumbest things I've ever seen. Her progressive policies, in my opinion, are very dumb. But she's basically just saying basic stuff, but everyone thinks like them versus Ilhan Omar is like this impressive proxy. It makes you look kind of foolish. So, you almost make her look better when you're like, she said it's all about the Benjamins? What an anti-Semite. It's like, it is all about the Benjamins. Like, it doesn't matter if she said that American politicians take Israeli money? What an it's like, that's literally what happened. So she's the furthest thing from my mind. But if you're asking me about her Twitter the last 24 hours, I don't think she said anything too crazy. I think she's playing devil's advocate. But the thing is, a lot of Trump supporters don't know anything about what's going on. They know nothing about Syria. They know nothing about Libya. They know nothing about Iraq. They know nothing about Iran. All they know is what Ben Shapiro tells them and PragerU. And if you follow Ben Shapiro and PragerU on foreign policy, you probably are almost as brainwashed as like the left wing, as far as like only hearing the same thing. And then if you say something outside, I'm okay to disagree, but they're like, you're a terrorist sympathizer, you're a terrorist supporter, you're an anti-Semite terrorist. It's like, guys, what happened in Syria was not like, we're the good guys and we killed the bad. No, We tried to kill a leader who protects Christians, created a refugee crisis that destabilized the entire world. Yes, that was Obama and Hillary, but it's like an Iran regime change. I don't think Trump's going to do it, but trying to look up pictures. You think it's all like sand and desert. Tehran, Tehran. It's a beautiful city. It looks like New York City. You think you're going to regime change Iran? You're going to destabilize the entire world. So, you almost make her look smart. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's like people don't even know. And if you look at Syria right now, Trump tells Syria and Russia, don't go in there. Don't you dare go in there. But where they're going in is, someone said, I'm unfollowing you. Knock yourself out. Trust me, I could care less. But when Trump says don't go into that region, that's where ISIS is. So it seems like he's protecting ISIS. I know, yeah, you're really going to follow me now. But it's like, you get what I'm saying? This guy, whoever they killed, I don't think at all he's a virtuous or good guy. I think he's done really bad things to Americans. But he also fought ISIS. I guarantee you he fought ISIS harder than America ever did. I'm just going to be honest, folks. I'm not saying America's bad and he's good. Quite the opposite, I believe. But I guarantee you that guy that they killed fought ISIS harder than a lot of your favorite politicians. A lot of your favorite politicians funded them and supported them and defend the region they're in. So I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but you don't know that because, they're not, PragerU's not going to say that. Ben Shapiro's not going to say that. Fox News is not going to say that. So you don't know it, and it sounds foreign to you because no one's ever told you. But that might be the truth. You don't like ISIS. I don't like ISIS. Try to figure out why they existed for so long. Try to figure out where they are in Syria right now, and try to figure out what region Trump is telling Russia and Iran not to go in. He doesn't want them to fight ISIS right now. I can't tell you why, but you could speculate on your own. It doesn't make Iran good. It doesn't make America bad. It doesn't make this guy a virtuous hero. I'm not going to go that far like NBC or Ilhan Omar or something, but it's not wrong. Look at the guy's Wikipedia. So he gets a pass. I'm not saying he gets a pass. That's why when I say something, this is a life lesson. When I say one thing and then you say something completely different, you're projecting what you think I think or what you think onto what I said. I never said that. I never said he's virtuous. I never said he gets a pass. I'm not here crying about it. I'm like, oh my God, this is my hero. I didn't even know about the guy 48 hours ago. But the difference is I'll tell you that. These other people acted like they've studied him for 10 years. They didn't even know his name 10 hours ago. So, I'm not saying he gets a pass. I'm just telling you the truth. You could take does he get a pass? Do you think he gets a pass? I didn't say that. So, why'd you say that? No. Someone said we don't really know what's happening. Absolutely. That's real. Someone said General Wesley Clark spoke the truth. For sure. This is a decades old. They've been waiting for a reason. Trump is surrounded by what they call neocons. Bolton, Pompeo, a lot of Shapiro, not that he's around Trump, but these people have wanted a war with Iran for decades. They're cheering like they just won the Super Bowl. Ben Shapiro's never been happier in his entire life. It's really creepy. So it's like, you think that Trump did this because of that, which is a possibility on Trump's, but there's people around him who want this. Like when Trump pulls out of Syria, there's people who don't want our troops out of Syria, so then they say, look at that. And then he says, oh no, I can't leave now. So there's a lot of puzzle pieces in this game. Would you want other countries in the way? It's not about what I want. My wants, my wants and needs, unfortunately, do not run this world. If they did, I'd be having a blast. But unfortunately, what I want is not important. You know what I'm saying? My opinion doesn't matter, Who cares what I think? Who am I? I'm not Mike Pompeo. I'm not Trump. I'm not a Saudi prince. I'm not Israel. What does what I say matter? I'm just rambling. There's no reason to even listen, My opinion doesn't matter. They're going to do what they got to do. What am I going to do to stop it? All I could do is tell the truth. Someone said Trump has a plan. He definitely has a plan. No one's saying he doesn't have a plan, but what's his plan? You hope it's your plan, I hope it's my plan, but Trump has a plan, and only God knows what Trump's plan is, We'll find out over time what Trump's plan is. Hopefully it's the plan that me and you want it to be, but maybe it's not. Only God knows. Someone said over 180,000 sealed indictments. When the time comes, I'll love to see it. But for now, it's all, it's all like, let's wait and see, be patient. So there's, we'll see. William Starkey said, are you saying Trump supporters are ignorant? No, here's what I'm saying, because I know this rubs people off the wrong way. But when I say something like that, usually people who know it's true are like, thank you for saying that. And people who it bothers don't want to hear it. So I say it as a friend where it's like, are Trump supporters ignorant? No, I don't think so. But a lot of these Trump influencers, they're just dick riders, just to be honest. And I'm not talking about there's some great people out there. There's some honest people. There's some truth warriors. There's some patriots. I was hanging out with patriots today, people I love that are awesome. I'm just saying like 90% of a lot of these influencers, they're not they all say the same thing. So it becomes an echo. Like, why does the left believe that? Well, because Jimmy Fallon said it, then Jimmy Kimmel said it, and then Trevor Noah said it, and then Rachel Maddow said it, and every celebrity, they all say it, so they all are in a big group, and they're like, it doesn't mean it's true. What they're saying is completely false, but they say it so much and aggressively that you're like, holy, they hate you if you don't. The right wing is becoming like that. They all the big Daily Wire says it, and PragerU says it, and Turning Point says it, and then all the dick writers of that say it too, because they're like, oh, he's a terrorist. See, I want to be invited to CPAC. So they all say it, and then every Trump supporter starts saying. I'm not saying everybody, but you get what I'm saying. The people who fought, like, you get like 50 to 70% of the crowd saying it, and then you say something else, and they say, I'm going to unfollow you. Anomaly, you're really losing it. You're crazy. What are you on, drugs? And then it's like, that's not everybody. Obviously, we have a huge, powerful movement, but there's a good amount of people, and then they think it's true because everybody's saying it aggressively. It doesn't make it right, but it's the mind control. I tweeted on Twitter, people lost their mind, and I'm not even. This is why I like Facebook, because I could talk about it in a friendly way, and people could see I'm not mad. I'm having a blast. I'm enjoying myself. But like on Twitter, it comes off mean, where I said the left wing is mind controlled by the media, the late night hosts, the celebrities, and the culture of degeneracy. The left wing is controlled in that mind control bubble, and it's an echo chamber. The right wing is controlled by Zionists and, basically like the Trump thing. So it's like whatever Trump says, then whatever Zionist media says, everyone just believes. Everyone, not everyone, but a good amount of people. 50%, is it 40, is it 30, is it 80? I don't know. And I say that, and people are like, Anomaly, what are you doing? I'm not even mad. I didn't even say it in a negative way. I'm just saying that faction controls the thought process of conservatives, and I see how they're acting now. It's like, this is the group. If you're not in it, what are you, a terrorist sympathizer? You're going to call me a terrorist sympathizer? I could run circles around these people. That's why I don't get invited to the events, because I'm hilarious, I'm entertaining, I'm a great public speaker, I do music, I'm a great debater. So why would they want me there? I'll rain on their parade, because their message doesn't do well when better messages come along. Their message is better when no one gets around it and it's all what we're saying, and if you say it, you're a terrorist. That's what they need, that energy. They need the left wing. They need the pink-haired liberal to be like, look at the liberal, I'm a conservative, and the liberal, look at the libtard, I'm cooler than the libtard. It's like, I'm just being honest. You can't be that hateful. You got to have love for the liberals. Being that hateful is never going to make you feel better about yourself. It comes from anger, hate. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're never going to feel complete. You could frame the liberal. You're never going to feel better about yourself. You could frame the conservative as a liberal, and Trump and Ivanka and Jared Kushner and the MAGA country and Central America, but you're never going to feel, put down the heroin needle, Billy. You know what I'm saying? Step out of LA or San Francisco for a while and, love yourself and, look at your skin color in the mirror and say, you know what? I might be white, but I don't hate myself. That's a good start. You know what I'm saying? You can look in the mirror and be like, I'm a woman, I don't hate men because I don't hate myself. You got to do that, because hating the Trump supporters is never going to make you feel better about yourself. And it's the same as the Trump supporters. Hating the liberals, it's never going to make you complete inside. It's only a temporary illusion to scapegoat someone else to try to level yourself up. You feel me? There's too many gems being dropped right now. This should be a pay-for-play service. Not really, I'm just kidding, but 30 minutes are up. It's all good. We're gonna go to the timer runs out. We'll answer the questions. Like, that's the thing. I'll answer this one. We got a few more. My question earlier today was the guy a bad guy, the Iran guy? And if he was, what other solutions could have been taken to subvert his power? Here's the thing I think Tucker mentioned today. I saw it on Twitter. He said there's a lot of bad people in the world, but is it our job to police? I like what, I know you guys are not going to like this, but, I watched an old interview of Louis Farrakhan on CNN, and the guy asked him, are there good and bad Muslims? Are there good and bad Christians? Are there good and bad Jews? And Farrakhan, and then he said, who are the good and bad ones? And Farrakhan said, only God knows who they are. I don't know who's good and bad. Only God knows. You might hate Farrakhan, but that's a great answer. I really love that interview. It's really fun. But only God knows who's good and bad. I could speculate and I can judge, but who's worse? The pharmaceutical company who kills millions of people and gets millions of people addicted to like crack cocaine, opioid, pharmacy pill that screws up people's lives and minds. He's a good guy, apparently, according to the media, and they run his advertisements. The leader who funds ISIS and the leader who does all. He's a good guy to the media, but then this guy's I don't think the media and I don't think American politicians, unfortunately, I don't think they have the moral high ground that they think they have, So it's like left-wing media thinks they're the moral saviors of America. I look at left-wing media and it looks soulless. Establishment left-wing media is like a soulless entity. I'm like, you don't have the moral high ground that you think you have no moral high ground. You are the least moral people I know in this country. And then you go to the right-wing establishment and you see them saying, we're the moral high ground. He's the bad guy. But I'm like, you guys are not great people, So is he a good guy? No, he's probably a bad guy. But are there bad people in this world who get away with a lot more? Probably. There's probably people who've done 30 times as much as he's done, and they might have won a Nobel Peace Prize, Obama won a Nobel Peace Prize. He destabilized Africa with Hillary Clinton, and they get, gigs at college universities and peace prizes. So, we killed Saddam, and it emboldened Iran. After Netanyahu said, kill Saddam Hussein and it'll make Iran better. It made Iran worse. Wasn't right, but that's okay. We destroyed Libya, made it worse. We invaded Syria, made it worse. But somehow, according to these know-it-all people, that we're the moral saviors of the world just running around spreading democracy. It's like, we've helped out in certain places. It's definitely an amazing country to live in. Don't get me wrong. I love this country, but I don't know who's good and bad. Only God knows. I'll read that. Crystal said, for the first time ever, I feel like you are against the Trump supporters. I'm not. That's the thing. It's like I'm not against. When I talk to liberals, I'm the least mean conservative when it comes to liberals. Why am I not mean? Because I love myself and I love other people, and I feel bad for people who are making bad mistakes. I feel bad for the crackhead beta male who can barely stand up straight because he's on drugs watching Rachel Maddow. I feel bad. I'm not going to make fun of him. That's mean. I'm not going to make fun of the transgender or the gay couple. That's mean. Even if you disagree with what they're doing, I'm not a meanie. So I'm not mean to the left because I love myself and I love other people and I want to help people truly. So that's why I'm not mean, because I want to help and I want to change, and that's what I do. So I'm not mad at the right wing. I love the right wing. I love Trump supporters. I love the MAGA community. But I think about it like my team. We're at halftime, and I want to get better, and everyone wants to play worse. No, we're not making any mistakes. Let's miss every layup and not rebound. And I'm like, let's box out. Let's box out. Let's rebound. Let's run the drill that we're supposed to run. Let's stand up for the First Amendment. Let's stand up for the Second Amendment. I found out, guys, I'm just telling you. Listen, I know people. When I walk around now, I'm not trying to brag, it's a blessing, but when I walk around, everyone's saying hi to me. Anomaly, Anomaly, Anomaly. Everywhere I go, Anomaly. Oh my God, I walk on the beach, there's 2 people. One of the people knows me. I'm connected to the world. We're out here. As the late great, Outcast said, we out here. I'm connected to the people, high level, low level, mid level, high energy, low energy. We're connected. There are people in the MAGA movement that care about money and power more than they care about America, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. So I'm not against the people. I'm not against the MAGA movement. I'm not against Trump supporters. I'm not against Trump. I'm just trying to let you know, sometimes in a funny way, sometimes in a passionate way, sometimes in a calm way, sometimes in a different way. I'm trying to let you know what might not be convenient for you to hear right now, which is there's people, a lot more people than you want to realize, a lot more organizations, a lot more movements, a lot more politicians, a lot more people than you want to realize care about money and power more than they care about the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, your kids, your future, the United States of America. And that's just a fact. So I'm not against the MAGA movement. I just want to let you know, if you go down this path and just cheerlead, you're going to go down the path of Satan. And I'm not trying to, bring religion into this, but there's some bad hombres out there that are misleading you. And I know, I have conversations. People are very supportive of me. They don't care about anything that they claim they care about. I'm not mad at Trump supporters, but it's like, if you choose this path, you're going to end up being on an anti-First Amendment path, an anti-Second Amendment path, you're going to screw up in the Middle East. You're going to screw up in this country. But you get what I'm saying? It's all love. I'm not mad at the MAGA movement, but when I see a bunch of the MAGA crowd create a shield and push a lie through a shield, that's why I'm saying, I'm going to knock the shield down. That's love. You know what I'm saying? I'm knocking the shield down because you're trying to shield the wrong thing. And you're trying to gatekeep the lie. But I know I'm not saying this for my own health or my own security. I'm saying this to tell you, there are people that don't care about anything that they tell you they care about. They say they're pro-Second Amendment, but they support red flag laws. They say they're pro-First Amendment, but they're not really even pro-First Amendment. They say they're America first, but they're America fourth. They're defense contractors first, Israel second, Saudi Arabia third, neocons fourth, and maybe America fifth, and Democrats are like America 29th. Like, you're not even in the equation. So I'm not saying I'm a Democrat. Yeah, I don't think what they're doing is right, but this whole left or right dichotomy, it doesn't mean what you're doing is right. So you get what I'm saying? It's all love. I'm not mad, but I can't just sit here and cheer. Like, if I sat here and just said, yeah, we killed the terrorist is dead, I'd be a smash hit. I'd be invited to CPAC. Everyone would love me. But because I tell the truth, it makes me now like I'm mad. I'm the happiest person out here. My approach is fun. We've had a blast. All my videos are calm. Isn't that funny? They paint me like the extreme guy. Look at all these people. They're always screaming at you. Like, the liberals. And you're like, dude, do you hate yourself or something? Why are you so mean to the homosexuals? Be nice. You know what I'm saying? Why are you so mean to the transgenders? You should feel bad for them. You should help them. If you really think they're lost, you should help them. Why are you so mean? Have you been in any military? Do I look like I've been in any military? No, I haven't. But, I'm strong. It's just, no. I don't think they'd let this fly in the military. What lie are you talking about? Ken, we'll get into it. We're gonna have a good week. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. Just take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Take this and then just move on with it. But my attitude changed when people are like, you changed. My attitude changed when I realized these organizations and these groups and these media organizations that control a lot of the GOP and the conservative movement, when I realized that they literally don't actually believe in anything that they preach about. That's when I changed, because I actually care about the First Amendment. The First Amendment for me is not a talking point. It's not, First Amendment's good when the liberals are annoying, but when conservatives get too edgy, I'm anti-First Amendment, I'm anti-free speech, I'm the gatekeeper, you're fired. These people are money and power. It goes money, power, control, gatekeeping, popularity, Israel, donors, and then America. They're not America first. They're like America eighth. There's a lot of money, not just on the liberal side. It's not just Soros. It's a lot of Republicans taking a lot of money. And money talks. And it walks. Money walks. Money talks. But luckily, I'm blessed out here. Maybe I'll get a 401k next year. Maybe not. Probably not. But I like to say 401k. It makes me sound sophisticated. Angel, we don't got to narrow it down. Listen, we're not here. We're not name calling. I'm not here to tell you who's who. You can figure it out. Just if you love yourself, just have a good year. Love yourself. Work on yourself. I'm going to work on myself. And the better we get, the more we'll know. You know, you can't just make someone think like you think. There's been enough gems. Just take them. Have a good week, and then we'll go from here. Someone said Iran post-1970s was great. What happened? Some say the U.S. involvement in Iran sent it to hell in a handbasket, as some would say. I wasn't there. I haven't researched enough, but look up U.S. involvement in 1970s Iran. So a lot of these problems, you know, a lot of people make the argument that a lot of these problems we helped to create, including a lot of jihad groups. The big popular thing, I'm just being honest, the big popular thing on the right wing is to be anti-jihadist and anti-Islamic terrorist, but they don't even know that the U.S. has admitted to funding and creating Islamic terror groups. That's not even a conspiracy theory. It used to be like, oh my God, what a conspiracy. I have video footage of them admitting we created jihadist groups. We brought some from Saudi Arabia. They know that there's jihadists from Saudi Arabia. So when the 9/11 hijackers come from Saudi Arabia and hit the Twin Towers and kill thousands of your citizens, they knew that 20 years ago. That's not a secret. And then in 2019, when a Saudi military agent kills people on a Florida air base, they've known it for 30 years that there's jihadists in Saudi Arabia. Not everyone from Saudi Arabia is a jihadist, but they know there's jihadists in Saudi Arabia because they recruited them in the 80s and 90s for their little militia group. So you can't fight terrorists if you're creating them. So, but no one wants to say that, you know? So are you in Washington or Oregon? We'll get into it next week. I'll tell you about it. I like to just, flow. All right, we'll do 2 more questions, now I'm going to roll out. God bless you guys. Kristen said, you're crazy. Go Trump. I'm not trying to be a stickler, but you spelled "your" wrong, so maybe you're not really interested in, the complex conversation we're having here, even though it's not that complex. I mean, the truth is crazy. I'm sorry. You could simplify it if it makes you feel better and just say, I'm good. Everyone I disagree with is bad. We're killing terrorists. We've never done anything wrong. America has never, funded jihadists, even though it's a fact. You could say that if it makes you feel better. I'm telling you, you don't have to be here. There's thousands of accounts, literally there's thousands of accounts that you would love that literally say exactly what you're saying. Go Trump, we're killing terrorists, we're the best, we're freeing Iran. Why even follow me? There's no point. This is not what I do here. So it's not the page. There's thousands of pages, trust me. You could close your eyes and you could find the other page. You won't even know who it is because it's the same thing that they all say. It could be any of them. You're like, is it that person? Is it that person? It could be anyone. But you come here for something unique. Yeah, I'm not trying to, I know, it's annoying to be a grammar stickler, but when you're like, you're crazy, at least spell it right. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to diss me, you got to do it good. Like, my favorite diss is personally, Anomaly, you look like you're wearing a tablecloth. Like, that's funny. You look like you're wearing a tablecloth. That's an A+ diss. Anomaly, you're crazy with "your" spelled wrong when I just said something basic and totally true. It's not a good diss. I'm going to diss back, and it's going to be funnier. So, if you're going to come with the heat, at least be funny. Tablecloth jokes, A+. You're crazy with "your" spelled wrong, it's an F-. You got to go back. Go back to the drawing board. Mike said, do you believe like I do that our government needs to always start these messes around the world on the down low so we could swoop in and seem to be the hero? What they're doing is so far beyond me right now, and the mess is already too big. So even if we backed out now, like with what Trump did, he totally escalated it times 20. Like, he could act like he de-escalated it, but even people who support him are like, that's not de-escalating it. You could say it is, but I don't know. I mean, what are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. I have some clues. We all have some clues. We saw a hint of what they're doing, and it seems to be pretty sick stuff. So it's like, what are they doing on the whole? Only God knows. And, I pray that it all ends well. That's all I'm saying. Someone said both parties are separating us. that's the point I wanted to get across here too, where it's like, there's a lot of hateful people, and it's like, you could just blame the left. The left's doing a horrible job. That's why Trump won. But who's really on the right trying to really connect and show love? And, there's not very many people. So, I try to be that. I'm going to read John. I want to read some negative comments. Hold on. You're not having to type. You're just running your mouth. It's a B-. I don't even know how to respond to that. That's literally what's happening. So, John, I can't even say that's a diss because that's just a fact. I'm not typing. I'm just running my mouth. It's true. I'm going to say B-. Fairly accurate. All right, we'll do one more question. We'll roll out 2 more questions. Someone said they were continually wasting my tax dollars. Well, Dave, that's one thing you can guarantee on. No matter if there's a war or not a war, they're going to be continuously wasting our tax dollars. That's why it's good to try to get somewhere where you're not taxed as much, because they're going to waste it one way or another. Are they going to waste $1 million, $1 billion, $1 trillion? Spin the wheel. Bush, Obama, Trump, Bush, Obama, Trump, McCain, Romney. How much taxes are they going to spend? Is it going to be 10 million, 10 billion, or 10 trillion? And they're just like, I don't know. It's Trump. We'll waste less. Yay. Please help with the folks in Virginia. I'm only one guy. I know I look powerful. I know I look good in my floral vibes. I know I look like $1 million, but to be honest, I'm only one man. What can I really do to help Virginia? What's going to help Virginia is the militias and stuff like that. I'm not laughing at that, but I think Virginia has it on lock. There's probably a lot of patriots there. There's only so much I could do. I could show up in Virginia and be like, Anomaly is here to save the day. Just get gunned down by a freaking agent, right when I get there. I'm like, I got my floral and I'm here to stop the gun tyranny. There's probably some militias that can do much more than I can in Virginia, but I could try. I could raise awareness, but I think Virginia's got it on lock. It's going to be some trying times for the world, and I feel like with this Trump move too, things are going to get dicey. We're past the point of no return. It's like they say with Greta and the greenhouse gases, we're past the point of no return. Everything's melting. Wait, no, everything's freezing. Everything's melting. Everything's... Greta, it's winter, summer. It's going to freeze. It's going to melt. Relax, girl. But it's the same thing. We're past the point of no return, So things are going to get dicey. In Virginia, in Texas, it's going to get a little dicey, This is when the strong got to get going. It's okay. We'll be all right. Space Force... I don't know. All right, I'm going to roll out, guys. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. That was fun. Someone said Jared Leto. Jared Leto in a tablecloth. That's funny. But I can't even tell you it's that. It is funny. I cracked up, obviously. But I kind of gave you half the joke. So it's like, can you really take full credit for it? You can. The Jared Leto part was creative. But, it's a 50-50. We'll split royalties on that joke. But thank you guys for joining. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. God bless the Middle East. I pray for peace. I pray for love. To wrap it up, I know everybody's misconstrued. Anomaly, what are you talking about? It's a complex situation. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of countries. There's a lot of organizations. There's a lot of deep states and such. And I just pray that it all ends well. And it's no matter how stressed or sad I get about it or whatever, there's only so much I can do. I know I look like a powerhouse in my floral shirt, but my opinion is not that important, or even if it was important, I only hold that much weight anyway. So you get what I'm saying? Don't stress about it. It's all love. It is what it is. And, don't buy into the fear monger and the hype one way or another. Good things happen, bad things happen, revolutions happens, change happens. War has unfortunately been continuous for a while. So, all we could do is try to spread the love, spread the truth, spread the wisdom, live outside the matrix. I'm trying to play more tennis this year. I'm trying to, have some vibes. I'll tell you later this week. I just, I like to be mysterious with it, but I'll let you know in a week or so. We'll be posting a lot of videos. A lot of great stuff. I have a new video I'm going to make soon that's totally outside the box and just all good vibes and stuff. So thank you guys for joining. I have fun. Thank you to the 3 people who unfollowed me, or probably like 30 or something, but it's okay. Thank you to the lady who said hi to me on the beach today. That was very nice. And I think, I forget the name, darn it. But God bless you guys. Have a good one. And I'll be back sooner than later with the content. I appreciate your support more than ever. And thanks to your help and your love and your kindness and your rarity, you've made this such an enormous thing. It's literally crazy. So someone said, Anomaly, you're crazy. I am crazy. This is crazy. So thank you so much. I'm forever in service to you and the Lord. Appreciate it. And I'll be back very soon. God bless you. Thank you.